Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. My name is TJ Jones, and once again, thanks for checking out the podcast. Well, the Black and Gold have another big task. This time, they are taking on the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles in a Week 11 matchup. Now, this is a home game for the Saints. The Saints are the hottest team in the NFL right now with a record of 8-1. They are riding a 8-game winning streak, and it's clear that they are the best team in all of football. I don't want to hear anything, okay? All these aficionados out here that's trying to throw the Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs out there, stop it. The New Orleans Saints are the best team in football as we speak right now, and they have a big task. They're taking on the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles are not looking very super. Oh, y'all seen how I did, huh? Y'all seen that, right? They're the Super Bowl champions, but they don't look super. Anyway, the Philadelphia Eagles are not looking like they did last year. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles were the best team in football. That was clear from start to finish. But this year, they're looking like a completely different team. Last year, they relied on a stout defense and a very good running game led by Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount. Well, we know LeGarrette Blount is no longer with the team. He's in Detroit. And Jay Ajayi is out for the season with a torn ACL. So needless to say that this is not the same running team that they were last year. They're led by a rookie named Josh Adams. He is a rookie out of Notre Dame, and he did an outstanding job last week. I'm not going to lie. I watched him play against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night, and he did an okay job. You can tell he's a power back. He's not one of those guys that's real shifty or elusive. He's one of those guys that's kind of like a downhill runner and get those ugly yards. And you also have Smallwood, a guy who can catch out of the backfield. He's more like their third down back. They also have a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the football, especially in the secondary. Sidney Jones is out. He was one of their best slot receivers. He took over for Patrick Robinson, who is now a Saint. And of course, he's out for the season. And their top corner, Ronald Darby, is out for the season. He hurt himself in the primetime game versus the Dallas Cowboys, so he's done for the season. And that is not a good thing when you're going up against the top offense in football right now. The New Orleans Saints are averaging 36 points a game. Let me say that again. The Saints are averaging 36 points a game. There are only two teams in NFL history that average more points than the Saints have this season. And that is the 07 Patriots and the 2013 Denver Broncos. And both of those teams went to the Super Bowl. Now calm down. I know a couple of people probably smiled when they heard that, but neither one of those teams won the Super Bowl now. So you know what that means, that the Saints still have work to do. In the words of Herm Edwards, you play to win the game, okay? You can score as many points as you want to, but you still got to generate some wins, and that's exactly what the Saints have been doing, riding high, 8-game winning streak. The Eagles look like they are in trouble. So the question on everybody's mind is, listening to this podcast, is who is going to win this game? And it's very simple. This game is not going to be close. Look, I understand that the Philadelphia Eagles are 4-5, and they're in the race right now to win the NFC East, and they can't afford to lose any games. I understand all that, but the New Orleans Saints are a good football team. The New Orleans Saints proved to me against the Cincinnati Bengals is they are a real legit team, because I can remember watching the Saints teams past that they could be riding really high, clicking on all cylinders. Nothing seems to be going wrong, and they will go up against a team that they're supposed to beat, and they get absolutely annihilated. But that game against the Cincinnati Bengals showed me that these are not your grandfather Saints. These guys are for real, and they really live by that 24-hour rule. Winning a game on Sunday, getting out of your mind, and focusing on the next team. And the Philadelphia Eagles, I understand, once again, they're 4-5, and the chances of a team going 4-6 and making the playoffs are about 8%. But I'm sorry, Philadelphia, there's no chance in hell you're beating the Saints. The Saints are playing at home. They have an 8-game winning streak, and the Saints are trying to prove a point. It probably was the point that Alvin Kamara pointed out in the offseason and said if it wasn't for the Minnesota Miracle in the divisional round of playoffs, they would have went to the NFC Championship game, played Philadelphia, and whooped their you-know-what. Maybe that's the point that they're trying to prove. Or maybe the Saints are just hungry. Maybe they realize that it is Super Bowl or bust. Maybe they realize that Drew Brees' time is almost up. The window is closing, and they're trying to win it all for their all-time passing leading quarterback. I'm going to say that again. All-time passing leader quarterback. Maybe they're trying to do it for him. But I will say this before I give you a score. There are a few things about Philadelphia that scares me. Number one, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a good quarterback, nice young quarterback. I feel like he is going to be one of those guys that is going to lead the NFL into the new generation. He's going to be one of those guys we talk about like we talk about with Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I feel like he has that type of ability, so he does scare me. He is having a good season despite the fact that they're not winning many games. Of course, Alshon Jeffries. Alshon Jeffries reminds me a little bit of Michael Thomas. He's not that fast, but he has good hands and is really strong. Zach Ertz, one of those pass-catching tight ends that scare me. Last week against the Cowboys, he had 12 catches for over 120 yards. So he can do some damage. And the addition of Golden Tate. Now, you know there was a trade before the deadline. The Detroit Lions traded Golden Tate to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know the New Orleans Saints fans out there, y'all know about Golden Tate. Because anytime that the Saints played the Detroit Lions, you can always count on Golden Tate to catch the ball and break off and make a big play on the Saints and make those guys, those cornerbacks, those safeties for the Saints look like some little boys out there. I ain't say little boys, I said some little boys, because that guy is tougher than a $2 steak. He reminds me a lot of Steve Smith. When Steve Smith used to play the Saints, you always can count on Steve Smith to make one play, and he would make the secondary look so bad to just make you shake your head like, God, dog, man, I can't believe he just did that to our guys. But Golden Tate has that type of ability. So they do have some players on the Philadelphia Eagles team that scare me, but that defense is not going to be able to keep up with the Saints offense. So I got the Saints winning this game by a score of 38-20. That's right, 38-20. I don't feel like the Philadelphia Eagles got enough horses in the barns to keep up with the thoroughbred that is the New Orleans Saints. Well, let me know what you all think. What do you think is going to be the score of this week's Week 11 game, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New Orleans Saints? Let me know. Comment down below. Like and share this video. Check out the State of the Saints podcast on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast, and let everybody know, all your friends know that are Saints fans, that the State of the Saints podcast is available to them as well. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?